All right, so almost 800 of you voted. I said, do you want a course on how to get your music heard? And it will be free. I said, how to get music streams, how to monetize your music, how to navigate the new music business. And I said, I feel like there's so much BS out here and I hate it. I will only make this if you really want it, though. I understand not everybody cares about the business stuff. So 800 of you, almost 800 of you guys voted. So this video is for you. Firstly, for those who don't know me, I'm Game from BusyWorks Beats.com. We trained over 1 million producers around the world. Some have gone to work with Drake, Kanye West, Post Malone, Ariana Grande, French Montana, YG, Young Thug, Trippie Redd, J. Cole, Lil Baby, Polo G, on and on and on. There's so many. I'm forgetting all of them. Some have even gone to win platinum, gold. Okay, so what I want to show you here is, for people who don't know me, the credentials first. Because what happens a lot online is people will change the code on websites to make it look like they're more popping than what they are. So for example, here's our email list, for example. What they could do is you right click, they go to inspect in Google Chrome, and it opens up this code tab. I just want to show you how people manipulate stuff. And then they click, the drop down or whatever, and then they highlight over the text. And I could say I have 12,500,000 and something just by typing it in. Okay, so whenever you listen to people give you credentials, make sure they refresh their screen or, do something to where it's not just a screenshot. So let's hit refresh. Okay, so that shows you this is our actual numbers right here. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that to you because, again, a lot of people are BSing you guys doing that. What else? So we had 2 viral shorts that earned us about 50 something thousand subscribers recently. So if you saw a huge surge in our YouTube stuff, is because we had 2 viral shorts and everybody liked it. Okay. What else is there to show you? Okay. So lifetime, let me go to lifetime stats real quick. So lifetime views, I think we have 177 million views on YouTube. We almost made 500,000 off of YouTube alone. Thank God. I'm really thankful for all the stuff that you guys helped us grow. That's why I'm making this course for free. This is part 1, so I'll split it up into parts. And then all the other stuff, 1.1 million subscribers, et cetera, et cetera. What else is there to show you? I guess it's credentials. Oh, the last thing here is, opt-in rates. We're getting over 100% opt-in rates on the simple web page. Okay, let me show you how simple this is. Now you're like, why is this important? It's because the new online business, you have to understand these 3 principles if you want to grow in an online business. This is the era that we're in. Long gone is the era of us going to a distributor, them handling all the customer service, them handling all of the email contacts, them handling everything without you really truly having ownership. Okay, so long gone are those days because we've seen what happens when we do that with music. Okay, so this simple page gets thousands and thousands of people to sign up because it's not the page, it's everything else that goes into it. So that's what I'll try to unravel today. It's a lot. So if you don't know me too well, go to our youtube.com/BusyWorksBeats page and look for this video that says BusyWorks Beats Exposed. This video goes through all the testimonials that we've received. And I probably need to make a newer video with Metro Boomin's quote in here and all this type of stuff. But shout out to Metro, shout out to Illmind, shout out to Sound Oracle, so many great folks, Rodney Jerkins, etc. Okay, so let's get into the basics. What do you need in this new online music business? The first thing you need is to understand that social media is an amazing tool. Again, I'm so thankful that you guys grew with me here on YouTube because without you sharing, this message wouldn't have gone out to the world. So it took time, it took many years, but YouTube was so pivotal in the way we grew this online business. So I want to thank you, I want to thank Google and everybody else affiliated. But firstly, is traffic. Okay, so what is traffic? Traffic is when we're talking about social media for the most part. Most people just use social media. Okay, but traffic is like people walking down a street or cars on a road. That's why it's called traffic. It's either foot traffic or car traffic. In this case, we're using internet traffic. So traffic is the first step. And most of us focus only on traffic and we don't know how to move traffic to the next steps. And that's why a lot of people can have millions of subscribers and no money in their piggy bank. It's because you got to move the energy through the system. Okay. And it benefits everybody. So firstly is traffic, social media. We could run ads, for example. Now, if you're trying to jump into something and you start considering ads right away, I could tell you that is the absolute wrong way to go. So a lot of people are going to sell you that you need to buy ads right away and have a budget every month for ads and all this. Until we get to the point where social media truly is like a paywall and you can't do anything without paying, I would not recommend starting with ads. And that's for a lot of reasons. One is that you're going to run out of money fast. because you could spend $1,000 and get small results. It's not like you spend 1,000 and get 10,000. It's just not that way right away. So you really have to learn how to spread out your money, for one, on ads, but two is when you scale up your business. And this is the mistake I made in the beginning because I grew the business, but I didn't have the back end situated. So you could be building this huge audience, and the moment you drop merch, or the moment you drop some kind of digital product, or the moment you drop some event or whatever it is, you don't have the customer support. You don't have the systems. You don't have the, for example, if you're trying to host your album on Google Drive, and then you send 100,000 people your new album to get and to buy, and they all buy it, and then they go to download it from Google Drive, and you have 100 people download it at the same time, you're gonna get the link shut down by Google. So it's stuff like that you don't understand that goes into the back end of a business. So what we have to do is understand traffic. And that's the reason I'm giving you these 3 simple steps on how to build your online business. It's because you need to understand how to scale your concept and your idea. So traffic comes from social media, it comes from ads, it comes from referrals, if I spelled that right. And it comes from just general attention, okay? And that could be billboards. Now, most people are not doing all this paid media, okay? So it's paid media and free media. Also, SEO is a form of traffic, search engine optimization, okay? Which most people overlook because they figured, why wait 2 years when I can do a viral TikTok and act dumb on camera, but it's gonna get me traffic now. But if you do search engine optimization, it's not as glamorous as the social media flood of people, but you get solid traffic over time. And it's people who are searching for something. So they feel more relieved when they find your thing. Okay. So that's the company that I built, is based on search engine optimization. So if I tried to play that game of trying to get 100,000 people to watch my video today, it's not the same game as search engine optimization. I'm making videos that people are going to search up for years and years and years, not just for today. And that delayed gratification is something that a lot of folks can't deal with because they want results right now. And I can tell you right now, that's not how online business works. Okay, so firstly, we have traffic. Secondly, we have the value exchange. So what is value exchange? When you get people's attention from social media, you have to guide them over to your value that you're offering. Now, here's where most people mess up. They might have an email list on their website, or have, like a simple newsletter or something like that. But you don't give anybody a reason to actually join your newsletter. You're not encouraging them to join. You're not giving them a reason. You're not incentivizing them to join. So there's no point. So imagine going to a party, you meet 1,000 people, and you meet people that you like or whatever, want to communicate with, but you don't get their phone number. It's the same exact thing with social media. You have a bunch of people watching your stuff, a bunch of people commenting, but you have nobody's contact information. Okay, that's foolish. The number one asset that you have online is your email and your text list. Okay, these are the only assets that you truly own online. These are your golden cows. Protect these and grow these. This is the only part of business is email and text. Everything else is just a means to get to that end. Okay. So when people talk about independence and all this stuff with the music industry, if you don't own your text or own your email, you're not independent. It doesn't matter how many systems you use. It doesn't matter how many distributors and leverage you use. If you don't control the relationship between you and your consumer, or you and your customer, you're not independent. Okay. So that's why when you go on stuff like iTunes or what else is there? I don't even know. Spotify. Do they give you the emails of all the people who are streaming your music? No. Did they give you their phone number? No. So who truly owns that relationship? Spotify, iTunes. That's what they're collecting. So if trillion-dollar companies are collecting emails and texts, I think it's a good idea for you to collect emails and texts, because that's how you communicate with people over time. And the main difference between email and text is you can move it to different platforms over time. I've done it multiple times. I've moved my email twice, actually, from MailChimp to Klaviyo, which I didn't like Klaviyo, then moved from Klaviyo over to ActiveCampaign, which is what I showed you guys today. So I moved it twice. So I can tell you that that's the only true asset that you own. You can't move your YouTube followers over to Instagram. You can't move your Facebook followers over to TikTok. So you don't control that relationship. Whereas email and text, you absolutely and actually do. So that's the only asset. So if you ever watch the rest of the series and anything, the only thing you need to focus on is just how to get emails, how to get texts from people who are interested in me solving their problems. That's it. Everything else is just smoke and mirrors. So value exchange can also be a low priced product. It doesn't always have to be like a free thing. Okay. So it could be a low price product. We call this tripwire. Okay. So it's just an incentive. It's like an impulse buy at the grocery store. It's just for people it's a easy commitment to buy a $1 thing. Okay. Low priced product, a tripwire, or you can do for the value exchange, some kind of barter, but this is kind of old fashioned networking. That's more for networkers. Okay. So you would trade services or trade access. Okay. Something like that. Leverage in that case. That's more for networking people. Now, the third step is the follow-up process, the customer relationship. Now, this is the stuff that people don't see on YouTube. Yeah, you might see people getting views and all that and typing in the comments, but that's not a true relationship over time. That's just simply somebody replying to an engagement comment. So what you could do over time with text and email is truly get to send people value over time without the filtering of social media and, the algorithms pushing you down because you said a certain word and like it's all this politics stuff on the front end, the traffic side. But once you get people to the customer relation side, after you get their email and their text, that's the real value. So again, our goal is to take them from social media, move them over to email. Don't sell them yet. You could, but we're not usually selling people here. And then we move them over to where we talk to them over time. Okay. And this is where we add value, invite them to stuff. And this is where we sell stuff or create products for them, sell stuff, create products and services for them. Okay. For these people only, because these people are the ones who jump through all the hoops. They're the ones who went from step 1 all the way to step 3. These people deserve what you create. The people over here in the traffic side, your goal is just to go wider. Okay. So let's type this in with some numbers so that you can solidify this concept. If I talk to 1 million people on social media and I get 1 million views, and then I tell people in the video, it's called a call to action. A call to action means you give people the next step. So a call to action would be, hey, go to busyworksbeats.com/music theory to sign up for your free chord code chart and to learn more about music theory for free. Because I have a new course called Music Theory Magic coming out soon. So a lot of the videos you're going to see soon are me trying to broaden the reach by talking about different topics, how to make melodies, how to make a chord progression, how to add emotion to your chord progression, how to create melodies that are in the top 10 of the Billboard. I'll do all those videos and concepts. And then I say at the end of the video, hey, if you want to get your chord code chart for free, go to busyworksbeats.com/music theory. Or I'll say, hey, you want to learn music theory for free? Go to busyworksbeats.com/music theory. And once they get here, they sign up with their email. And let's say only 10,000 of those people sign up. So let's say 10,000 signups, 10,000 email signups. Okay. Now that is a percentage difference. Okay. So you have to ask, what's the percentage 10,000 into 1 million? Let's do it on our calculator together. 10,000 divided by 1 million equals, and then times that by 100 equals 1% conversion. Okay. So this is called a conversion rate. So anytime you hear people talk about conversions, they're talking about, hey, I talked to 1 million people and 10,000 signed up. What's the percentage of the people that I talked to that actually signed up? That's what a conversion rate is talking about. So our goal with social media is to take them off social media, use ads, use whatever your way of getting in front of people is, and then tell them to go somewhere. Now, the place you want to tell them to go somewhere is the place that you own. If you're truly an independent, like I said, the only thing that differentiates independence from everything else is, do you own the relationship between you and your customer? If the answer is no, it doesn't matter if you know the value of a stream. It doesn't matter if you have your own systems and you stream on all these websites that aren't Spotify and all this, like Bandcamp and all this. You have to understand that if you don't own the email or the text, you don't own the relationship. You can't communicate with the customer if everything went to crap, okay? God forbid. So we're going to go from 1 million views and get 10,000 people to sign up on the email list, okay? And this is called a conversion rate. So from those 10,000 folks, now some people are going to be interested, some people aren't. So not everybody is going to respond to you over time. So after you grab their email, we're going to move them over to what's called an email sequence, or you just sending emails over time, okay? Now, when you send them emails over time, they might get annoyed of you. Okay, so here's where you add more risk, but they've already taken these steps, so you lower your risk because these are people who are truly interested in what you have to offer. Okay, so at this time, you could text somebody too much. There's such a thing. There's people right now in your text box, I could tell you, that you don't even feel like opening the text to. It's because they probably text too much, okay? And they don't get to the point, or they're not, telling you anything of your interest. Okay. So you have 1 million views, you convert 1% at 10,000 emails. Then let's say we end up with customers. Okay. So let's say we end up with 100 customers. And then let's say on average, I don't know if my head's in the way, so forgive me, y'all, if my head's in the way, I can't see myself. So let's say we're going to have 100 customers at, let's say $50. Okay. So 100 times 50 is $5,000. 5, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So in order to get to $5,000, now we can reverse engineer. Okay. And this is what goals should be. You should measure all the way through, the logic chain of correlation and say, how much effort do I have to put in to get to my end result? And this is where you start doing the business math. Okay. So here we have the email sequence, or email, just communication over time. Okay. And then over emails, however many that is for your system, you're going to sell 100 people at $50. Okay. So let's add some text. So that whole thing about all you need is 1,000 true fans and all that is BS. Because in order to get to 1,000 true fans, you have to talk to 10 million people, 100 million people. You don't get to 10,000 true fans who pay you yearly a value without a ton of work. So that whole thing is it's just misused so much. And I just dislike it because it's such a pipe dream. Okay, so let's say, what's 100 out of 10,000? Let's do some math. Let's do 100 divided by 10,000. And let's do that times 100. That's 1% conversion. Okay, so 1% converted from the 1 million views over to our email list, and then 1% converted from our email list over to actual spending money with us and taking hard-earned dollars out their pocket to support us. And then what do you do with the money? You then go invest it in the next step, which is to either make better content or to buy ads to go back to step one. That's what a business is about. You get in front of people, you exchange contact information, they support you, you take the money that they supported you with, and you go get more people, whether that's paid ads, paid joint ventures, influencers, whatever it is. You take the money that you earn and you reinvest it back in the beginning so that you can keep this system going. And the goal is make 50, spend 5, because then you have what's called a profit or a difference. Okay. Make 50, spend 5. Now you keep the 45 for your own lifestyle or whatever it is you want to pay for. Okay. So that's how business works. And this is how the system of it works. This is part 1. If you want part 2, let me know. But again, this is your ultimate leverage. Everything else doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which streaming website. It doesn't matter that you get all your paperwork correctly. It does not matter if you, again, like I said, go through Bandcamp or all these quote unquote independent things, DistroKid, all these types of things. It doesn't matter if you understand, the pennies that they're paying you and the true value of a stream. That does not matter because you don't control that. What you do control is your relationship between you and your customer and how you serve your customer. That's it. Everything else is kind of irrelevant, truly, because if you're not building this system, you always are relying on somebody else's system. Okay, so this is the master key. If you want part 2, like the video. Let's get this video to 2,000 likes and share this with a friend. We're trying to wake up the music industry to understand that you're in the music business and you can take control. Peace out, guys.